Good day, everyone. You are welcome to our darling program known as Retirement Matters. I remain your host, Mr. Chus Udo Okonta, the MD CEO, Eastpen Online Limited and publisher of Eastpen Online News Channel. Today, we want to look into a topic that is very critical and dear to all employees. And the topic we'll be considering today says employees' rights to pension contributions and remittance. Employees' rights to pensions, contributions, and remittance. Before we go further, let's just highlight on some news items that we have. The first news item that we have here has to do with the promise that the federal government has made concerning the outstanding pension liabilities of former workers of Nigerian Re, Nicom Insurance, and Delta Steel Company. The federal government have said that the outstanding pension liabilities will be settled very soon. Then the second news item we have has to do with the commitment that is being shown by the pension fund administrators concerning the deepening of the micro pension plan. They've reiterated that they are now more committed to make sure that all those that are working in the informal sector are brought under the umbrella of the micro pension plan. Then the last news item that we have here has to do with the promise made by the National Insurance Commission on how to license insurance web aggregators. This is a new business that is coming into the insurance sector. We look up to how these people will actually operate, and is all determined to deepen insurance penetration. Going back into what we have for us today, which is employees' rights to pensions, contributions, and remittance. We want to highlight the rights that employees need to enjoy as they work, as they look up to, their time for retirement. There are many rights that the Pension Reform Act has provided for the employee. One of those rights is that as long as you as an employee, you work in an organization that has 3 members of staff, you have the right to pension contributions and remittance. Your employer must contribute towards your retirement. Another right that you have according to the law is that your employer must contribute 10% every month towards your retirement, and from your own entitlement, your employer has to deduct 8% minimum to make it minimum of 18%, which must be contributed and remitted to your pension fund administrator. Another right that the employee enjoys is that the employee has the right to choose a pension fund administrator of his or her choice. You must not be compelled by your employer to choose any PFA, which is known as pension fund administrator. It is the right of the employee to choose the PFA that he or she feels that will be capable to keep or to help he or she plan for the future. Another right that the employee should enjoy is the right to your financial statement. Your employee, having chosen your employee must give you monthly and quarterly financial statement of the amount that is being remitted and the amount that you have in your retirement savings account known as RSA. That is another right that you as employee must enjoy. There is still the right to voluntary contributions. As an employee, you have the right to say, oh, what I have, what is being contributed for me, I know it may not be enough for my retirement. I must set aside some amount of money to add to what is being contributed for me. The employee has the right to make voluntary contributions, and that voluntary contribution must pass through your employer and must be added to what is being contributed for you monthly. That is another right that you as an employee must enjoy. There are still other rights that you as an employee has to enjoy, and this has to do with the right of having entitlement to 25% of your contributions in your retirement savings account if you are out of job for a period of 4 months. You have the right to approach your pension fund administrator to claim 25% of what you have in your retirement savings account to make up for until you have another job. The employee too has another right that was provided recently through the retirement savings account transfer system, which now empowers the employee to move his or her fund from one PFA to another. If your pension fund administrator is not meeting your expectation, you have the right to move your fund from that PFA to a PFA of your choice. This and many other rights have been provided by the Pension Reform Act, and as an employee, you have to claim this right. Another right that you as an employee enjoys is the right to report your employer when your employer fails to contribute or remit the mandatory minimum 18% that ought to have been made for your retirement. If your employer refuses to remit or contribute and remit this fund, you have the right to write to the pension sector regulator, which is the National Pension Commission, to let them know that your employer is not contributing and remitting what is expected, and the regulator has to take it up, because it is your right to have that money being remitted on your behalf by your employer. And if this right is being denied, you have the power to approach the National Pension Commission and make complaint, so that the commission will take up that battle for you and get your employer to contribute and remit this fund on your behalf. Today, we have looked at some of the rights that you as an employee should enjoy. Having known this right, it is in your hand to enforce this right. Nobody will enforce this right for you. If you are working in an organization and you are denied of this right, you just have to raise an alarm. Don't just be silent. We've heard of people that have worked in an organization and their contributions were not made, and when they are laid off, they leave the organization without anything. I want you to know that this right, you can enforce this right only when you are working, because when you are out of that place, it may be very difficult for you to enforce it. Though some people still come together to petition to enforce this right, but it is better that you begin to, complain while you are working, so that your right will not be denied of you. And if you are working in an organization, you receive salary and there is no provision for your future, note that you are being shortchanged. It is your right, as long as you are just 3 persons working in that organization. The organization is duty bound under the law to contribute towards your pension. We want to stop here, and as we make progress, we will continue to bring up issues that has to do with our retirement. We want to say thank you very much for giving us your time today. And if you have comments, if you have questions, you can reach us through our email platform, which is ispenonline@gmail.com. Then if you want to call us, you can reach us through 08054269557. I take it again, 08054269557. Or you can still reach us through our other line, which is 07033253527. I take it again, 07033253527. And those numbers, you can still use those numbers to reach us through via WhatsApp. I want to say thank you very much for giving us your time today. By the grace of God, we will still come on your way tomorrow. Go and enforce your right if you are not enjoying this right. May God bless you. Thank you very much.